Hey there, just want to start out by saying I did already wash my hands and I pre-washed all the produce. So now I'm going to go ahead and get started on the soup. Okay, so I already have the butter. I'm going to take the leeks, toss them in, and I'm going to begin to sweat them. So I'm going to keep this on a simmer, by the way. Maybe just a little more. So I'm just going to keep stirring these up so they're fully sweated. There we go, now it's starting. So I gotta be careful not to burn them as well. So I'm just gonna stay close. They smell delicious already. So I've actually never had a leek soup before at all. So based off the smell, I'm actually really excited to taste this. Okay, so the leeks, I just finished getting them all sweat. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the potatoes. Go ahead and add the chicken broth as well. Alright, and I'm just going to bring this down to a simmer now. Also going to do 2 dashes of white pepper, and then just maybe like 1 dash of salt. A little bit there. Okay, mix that up. So now I'm actually going to let this simmer for about 45 minutes or so. So I'm going to set a timer, and then I'll go ahead and move on to the next thing. So my potato and leek soup has finished simmering for about 45 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in the food processor carefully. Okay. Go ahead and do that for about, maybe start with 5 seconds. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and dump this out. So I actually don't have a strainer, but by the looks of it, the consistency looks nice, so I'm going to go ahead and use it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and chill this in the fridge, and then I'll come back and do the rest. Okay, so I just took the soup out of the fridge. I've been cooling it off. So now I'm going to go ahead and add the creamer, heavy creamer. Go ahead and mix that in. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put some in a bowl. I'm going to garnish it with a little bit of fresh parsley I actually have. Let me go ahead and show you. It's kind of hard. Okay. Alright, and like I said before, I've actually never had any kind of leek or leek soup. So I'm gonna go ahead and taste it. That's delicious. I'm a fan. I don't think it needs any extra spices, seasoning, anything. Okay, so now I'm gonna move on to poaching an egg. I actually have a rapid boil going. I'm gonna take some white vinegar, like just a splash in there. Let that settle. Alright, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and drop the egg in there. So crack. Kind of swoosh it. What I'm doing right now is just kind of making sure it like sticks together. So I'm going to watch the clock and leave it in there for about 3 minutes. It's kind of hard to see in there because it's fogging up, but so it's already been a minute, so I'm going to wait 2 more minutes. So far, so good. Down just a little bit. Alright, so it's been 2 minutes, so 1 more minute. I kind of like my poached eggs really runny, so I'm going to go with the 3 minutes over the 5 minutes. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and use this to take it out. Alright, try to strain as much water as I can. So I'm going to take and put it on a plate. Perfect. Turn this off. Okay. And I personally like ground pepper on mine, so I'm gonna just top it off just a little bit. Okay, so here's my final product of my poached egg, if you can see. Go ahead and do the little poach test. Oh, that's beautiful. There's my poached egg. Gotta give it a try now. It's delicious. So next I'm going to move on to making an omelet. I went ahead and put the clarified butter in here already. So now I'm just going to take 2 eggs, kind of see, and I'm going to go ahead and whisk them. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and dump them in there. Put that about like medium-ish. Let it stick a little bit more. It's still getting a little warm. There we go. I'm gonna swirl it around to get all the juice cooked. it's just about getting there now. Just a little bit more. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start folding it over on one side. Fold it over on the next side. Perfect. Just let that sit for like a little. I'll grab a spatula and flip it. Let's see. It's gonna be a little easier than that. The butter is making it slippery in here. Nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the heat off. Let it sit for a moment. Perfect. Go ahead and slide that on this plate. So here's my omelet. I'll go ahead and put some fresh ground pepper on top. I personally love ground pepper. I'm going to take a damp rag and just kind of get the crumbs off the plate. Perfect. Alright, and if you can see, here's my omelet. I'm going to go ahead and taste the omelet. See what I think. I might be biased, but that's pretty tasty. Okay, so next I'm going to make the holiday sauce with the blender method. So I'm going to go ahead and start that. So I have 3 egg yolks. Start by putting them in the blender. And I'm going to go ahead and put my 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. All right. And next I'm going to put the cayenne pepper. I don't mind cake, so I'm going to put a good little amount. Okay. And then just a little bit of Tabasco. And I'm going to go ahead and add the salt. That I did 1/4 of a teaspoon. Okay. And next I'm going to use the warm 3 tablespoons of water. Alright. And I'm going to go ahead and blend that up for about 5 seconds. And then I already have my butter in this. So I'm going to go ahead and add it in. So I'm going to try to do this in about 20 to 30 seconds on low. Make sure you stir. Right? Once again, like I said, I don't have a strainer, unfortunately. So I'm going to go ahead and see what the consistency is like. Honestly, there are no lumps at all, so that works out in my favor. Awesome. So what I'm going to do is put a little bit in this little stainless steel cup that I have. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do a taste test and see if it needs any more seasonings. That's not bad. Honestly, I think I did just the right amount of cayenne and Tabasco. I really do taste the Tabasco. So I'm gonna leave it as is.